Hello everyone, this is Joseph. Welcome to my video on Math PSLE 2020 Paper 2, questions 13 and 14. This is the exam smart strategy that I am using. These are the two questions that we are going through today. Let's begin. Question 13. Salim had blue pens and red pens for sale. He sold 270 blue pens and 25% of the pens sold were red. Right, so let's settle this information by putting them into the sequence that we want to do. Right, so for the blue pens, we know that he sold 270, and for the red ones, it's actually 25% of the total pens sold. So we all know very well that 25% is actually a quarter. So the quarter sold, okay. Now this quarter is quarter of all the pens sold. All right, they were actually red. All right, so this information we all know. 1/4 of all the pens sold were red, meaning 3/4 of the pens sold must be blue. Right? This is actually your part whole concept. Right? So 3/4 of the pens sold were blue, and we know that we have a total of 270 blue pens sold, meaning 3 units should be 270 blue pens. So what is 1 unit? So 1 unit would be 270 divided by 3. That simply shows 19. That means the person, Salim, he sold 90 red pens. Right? Okay, now let's take a look at question A. How many blue pens and red pens did he sell in total? So blue and red in total. In total means the 90 red pens plus the 270 blue pens. So in total, he sold, total sold will be 90 plus 270. That gives us 360. Right, that's one way. So A is solved. Or you can do A in this way. If 1 unit is 90, if 1/4 pens sold is 90, then 1 whole pen sold should be 90 times 4, 360. Right? So there are two ways of doing part A. Okay, I'm going to do part B on the left side. He sold 40% of his pens. Okay, so using part A to help us to do part B. Right, so I'm going to use part A. Now, part A says that 40% of the pens sold. Alright, so if you borrow part A, right, the sold should be 360. So 40% of the pens sold should be 360. Alright, so I want to find 1%. So 1% of the pens sold will be 360 divided by 40. That gives me 9. So 100% of the pens sold would be 100 times 9. That gives me 900. So 900 would be the total of sold and unsold. Right? So 900 is the grand total. Alright, so let me summarize for you. What is 900? 900 refers to pens sold and the pens unsold. So unsold pens plus sold pens will give you a total of 900. Okay? Now, the sold category, this one, the sold category, we know that there are two colors. And so I'm going to branch out to two colors. What are the two colors? You have the blue and the red. Okay, we know that there are 270 blue pens sold and there are 90 red pens sold. Then the unsold ones must be 900 subtract 360, and that gives us 540. So there are 540 unsold pens. Now, going back to the question, 30% of the pens left unsold were blue. Okay? Alright, so what does it mean? Using this information, okay? Now, 30% of the unsold pens were blue. This is unsold. So 30% times 540 should be blue. So there are 162 unsold blue pens. Okay, so 162 unsold blue pens. What about the red ones that are unsold? We can do the same way. 540 unsold. Take away 162 blue unsold. We get 372 red pens unsold. Very simple part-whole concept. Alright, now let's look at B question. How many pens did Mr. Lim have at first? The word red pens at first means red sold plus red unsold. So this is red sold. Okay? And this is red unsold. So part B would be the total red ones is 90 plus 378. That gives us 468. Part B is done. 13 is not difficult. It's just tedious. Okay? Now, do remember to play back my video to better understand how question 13 is solved. Now, it is strongly advised to write keywords or short statement to tag to each equation. Right? That will facilitate our solving, and also to facilitate the teacher who is marking our work to follow us through, to make our thinking visible. Okay, let's move on to question 14. Now, question 14 is about the three types of coins, the three different denominations in a coin box. Now, Andy saved a total of $108 in his coin box. And this total amount, $108, comprised of 3 different denominations: $1, 50 cents, and 20 cents. Now, I'm going to present number 14 using ratio. So we have this fraction here, 2 out of 3. 2 refers to the $1 coins, and 3 refers to all the coins. Alright, so this is actually my first ratio. Okay, I'm going to write down $1 to the total. The total coins is 2 to 3. Okay, alright. Now, I can further extend my original ratio, this ratio, to include 50 cents and 20 cents. So if $1 is 2 units, $1 coins 2 units, total coins 3 units, then the 50 cents and 20 cents together should be 1 unit. Alright, so this is easily understood. Alright, it's a part whole ratio. Next, line 2. There were 3 times as many $1 coins as 50 cent coins. Okay, this one, again, I can present it using ratio. Alright, so I'm going to do it here on the right. So we know that the $1 coins to the 50 cent coins is 3:1. If $1 coin is 3 and 2, we conclude that it is a repeated identity concept because it is the same $1 coins, but it is 3 and 2. It cannot be different. It must be the same. So what we can conclude is that we must make this 6 and we must make this 6 common multiple. Alright, so using equivalent ratio idea, the first ratio on the left, we have 2:3:1 is now known as 6:9:3 by multiplying by 3 throughout. The second ratio on the right, $1 coin to $5 coin, from 3:1 we get 6:2. We multiply this by 2, equivalent ratio. So from here I can conclude that the $1 coin, there are 6 units. The 50 cent coins, we have 2 units. Then the 20 cent coins should be 1 unit. How did I get 1 unit? Because the total has to be 9 units here. The total must be 9 units. So $1 coin 6 units, 50 cent coins 2 units, that would be 8 already. So 20 cent must be 1 unit, the remaining 1 unit. Okay? Alright, now let's get the value. This is using set method, and 6 units is the quantity of $1 coins, 2 units is the quantity of 50 cent coins, and 1 unit is the quantity of 20 cent coins. Now, if we have 6 units of $1 coin, then the value would be 6 unit dollars. If we have 2 units of 20 cent coins, then the value would be 2 times 2 units times 50 cents. That gives us 1 unit dollars. And for the 20 cent coins, is 1 unit only, right? So times 20 cents, that will give us 0.2 units. Okay, now this part, this is the total value of the $1 coins, the total value of 50-cent coins, and the total value of 20-cent coins. So if I add these three categories of total values, I should equate it to 108. Okay, let me write down here. So this is the $1 coin. Let me write down in a darker pen. So for the $1 coin, the total value is 6 units. For the 50-cent coins, the total value is 1 unit. For the 20-cent coins, the total value is 0.2 units. Adding all this using calculator involving decimal, we should have 7.2 units. Now, what is this 7.2 units? This 7.2 units is none other than the total value of all the coins in the coin box, which is $108. Okay? Alright, so what is 1 unit then? 1 unit will be 108 divided by 7.2. It's a simple unitary concept. So if you take 108 divided by 7.2, your calculator will tell us it is 15. So 1 unit is 15. Now, how many coins did Andy have? Did Andy save in the coin box altogether? Altogether means the number of coins, right, is already here. Is this 9 units here? So let's find what is 9 units. So altogether 9 units is 9 times 15. So 9 times 15, your calculator will tell us is 135. And there goes 14 is done. Alright, 14 is done. It's actually a concept involving quantity times value, and it's also involving set method plus ratio. And the ratio, we have to apply repeated identity. Alright, we have completed going through questions 13 and 14 in this video. In the coming videos, I will be sharing with you questions 15, 16, and 17. Remember, play back my video to have a revisit, to have a better understanding on how to go about solving questions 13 and 14. Alright? Now, if you feel that my today's explanation is very clear to you, give me a thumbs up. Remember to share with friends who are keen to know about P6 mathematics, PSLE mathematics, and don't forget to subscribe so that you get notified. Alright, all my future videos when it's being posted in YouTube. Right, okay. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your strong support. This is Joseph. Goodbye.